success of the Nephilim army has awoken the sleeping hearts of the people of Tanra. They are finding the courage to fight to restore their freedom, but the forces of the Empire are still quite powerful and will crush any new resistance that might organize. The translated scrolls of the Historia Magnus point to a Nephilim shrine at Grey Wind Peak in the Sindraka continent. Seeking both to weaken the Empire here and to unlock the power of the shrine, Tran's army establishes a base in Sindraka district. Conquering the local Imperial army based at the port city of Crestmore would be a straightforward task. However, an old but all too familiar enemy makes itself known. Okay, that was the prologue for chapter 20, but we've just unlocked a new thing. I've got something important for you, Tran. The deploy option has changed. Now, since we have access to more of Tanra, there are side quests available. After selecting deploy, we'll be given the option of continuing to the next chapter in our fight, or completing any one of the side quests. These are optional, and can be completed in any order as long as they are available. We need every bit of strength we can gather for this fight, so Tran, let's get these done. The side missions open up after chapter 20, they will close if you complete chapter 26, but I think the game warns you, so you do have some time to hit these up. We do have tech tree points that I'm not going to spend until we go back to the main line, because I want to have that in that particular episode. So I'm actually going to be slightly nerfed, but it's there. The ones I'm missing are not actually going to be that important, such as dragoons being light cavalry. I would first have to have a lot of dragoons that I'm using, and I'd have to care about them being light cavalry. Archery being light, again, I'd have to be caring that I'm in the forest and not using Iskandar's Gambit. Popular support, chain mastery, these are things for town. So yes, while the capstone might be useful if I hired a guy, I'm okay with not having that. It's fine. Plus 10 capacity, I'm already got absurd leadership. The musketeering, I would get gunners and dragoons an extra attack and +1 siege cannons. I only have 12 points, so I can't actually even reach these. I'm mentioning this right now because I don't want people to think I'm a noob who has forgotten to use his tech tree points for the next 5 or 6 episodes. I'm going to save that for the main storyline when we go back to the continue main story, but I will say that also same thing for the supports. When we go back to the main story, I will hit those supports. For the time being, let's go ahead and really quick demonstrate the gold arena, because at this time, you will have picked up a gold arena token, a static drop or chest in the map, not a random drop. Like my platinum arena token, I think I've like bought maybe all 3, maybe I have found one, I don't know. Let's go ahead and demonstrate the gold arena real quick. This is not going to be a gold arena fight I will keep, but I do want to demonstrate what it looks like. Alright, so this is a desert-based map. Generally, there's at least a flyer here, not always. And the flyer pretty much makes a beeline towards your home base. But if he does see somebody, he will stop to attack. So as long as you're sending one guy to walk across this wall, he probably will not capture your home base. It's probably not a bad idea to send somebody across the wall anyways, at least as of version 1.01.1. I have set the animation for the arena for fast because it's not a storyline mission, nor is it a side story mission. We're gonna just kind of demo the gold arena. And while I do have some level 99s in reserve and I'm bringing out mostly people who can get levels, kid gloves will be off since I'm not going to keep this particular battle, which means I'm not going to worry about making them surrender. So that'll be a change of pace as well, that I can actually just cut loose. Can't melee them because there's a wall there, but... Doing a normal attack on this one, so I should be able to wipe them all out. Yeah, there we go. Now, if those riflemen happen to kill any of my Valkyries, it's okay, because there is no permadeath during the arena. Actually, let's go ahead and just stop here. Alright, so about the desert. If your characters are staying on a desert tile at the end of their turn, they actually get a morale hit. What this means is if you're on the road, hill, or fort, your characters do not lose morale. So in this case, all of his characters are on a desert tile, none of mine are. So every turn that you're on the desert tile, unless you have Desert Warrior as a leader trait equipped, your guys are going to be getting sadder and sadder with every turn. I kind of expect the firearms to put the hurt on one of my units, so that doesn't surprise me. Could make him surrender, but we're not worried about that this time. Another thing that might be good is seeing the kind of rewards you get for actually winning an arena mission without a rank C. Trait Treasure Hunter. Okay, with that all taken care of, let's go ahead and check out the marketplace. And we can see here that we have... Not really worried about him. Go ahead and collect sunstones. Don't really need an earth-based female warrior thievery unit. Sunstones. Alright, so the reason why I went for this particular marketplace is I was very interested in the Silver-Tongued Trait book. Now, that being said, I'm not really sure it's worth the Legendary Leadership Trainable Trait slot. It is an okay skill. It has its value, but first, it's going to be an orange book. Second, it has to be equipped to your leader. So what this does is, if the enemy is maybe shaken, you might have, say, a mid-rank chance to get them to voluntarily surrender. It'll go from mid to high, or if it's high, it's going to be very high. If it's very high, it's going to be max. So it basically moves everything up one tier. It's not an end-all be-all, even though I'm making a surrender strategy, but I still want to start getting these books so that I can start training my people as Silver Tongue. Steel Shatter, I kind of like the idea of ignoring enemy armor. I love trait boosting items, stat boosting items. Pyrocite, this will be useful when I get level 99, more 99 characters, so that I can train them or have them be gunners without losing magic stats. Blood Staves, I've starting to find uses for them now that I'm moving on to a more sorceress-based army for all the captures. Everlasting Potion, love those. Bronze Arena Token, you know what I do with these. And Boots of Tyranny. This was a very good marketplace roll. Of course, it's not like it just happened magically. I had to load for this. I wasn't blessed by the gods or anything like that. Alright, let's go ahead and head on to Gaiden Chapter A, Unrelenting Ambition. Since the wars of Imperial conquest, all traces of the Denari Temple have been actively dismantled. It was thought that not a single temple remained in Viridia, until now. Because of the strong foothold the Nephilim army holds in the northern tundra, scouts were able to track Imperial army movements in the Lake Felnamia region. The Empire has located one last refuge of the temple, which has housed many devotees who sought refuge. Before Tran's army could mobilize, one of its members saw fit to take care of the problem on her own. The highly ambitious Sybil has donned the armor of the Sisters of Justice and stands against the Imperial assault with very little support. Tran prepares to save Sybil and perhaps the last intact Denari temple in Viridia. Chapter 20A, Unrelenting Ambition. Okay, cool. So there seems to be a chapter opening for every one of the side quests. So what we'll probably do is we'll skip the main menu from here on out until we get to the main quest. So we're not going to worry about it. But I will say that the marketplace is refreshed after every side quest, after every guiding mission. So we'll jump straight into that chapter opening, and we'll save the normal chapter opening as well as the supports for when we pick back up the main mission. Alright, to win, you just have to take Tran to this blue arrow. I can win in 2 turns because we just need to fly over there.
For my people, for my homeland.
You can also do the same thing on chapter 17, where you just need to fly Diana into the portal. It's from the sewers. Now the reason why I just deployed Beatrix at the moment is just so we can see what her ability is before we actually play seriously.
Do you know who I am?
Alright, she is a level 29 Archmage, and she has considerable firepower. Alti, Beatrix is not affected by the morale of her squad. And Arcane Vigor, gain maximum hit points based on a percentage of magic. Now, if I remember correctly, that Arcane Vigor, or at least the version I'm more used to, I think it was like a 1-to-1 basis, so she would get 91 hit points, I think. That was something that I remember experimenting with real quick.
You make this too easy.
Go ahead and attack this enemy. Now, she is 8,735 threat on her own. This opposing group is 8,905 threat. With that out of the way, let's actually go ahead and deploy correctly. Before we go on, let's take a look at the unit composition in this map. First off, we have Sybil, who is now an Acolyte. She's accompanied by 2 Templars at level 33 and 3 Sentinels at level 33. They actually do a pretty good job holding off the enemy, who is largely level 28. Now, this group here doesn't surrender and is led by a level 31 Valkyrie. I kind of like to think that there's something going on here. Maybe this is a Xanatos Valkyrie or something. The other units are 28 though. Oh, that's just her. Other Valkyries in the field or other star units are still 28. Our team is going to set up in 3 different directions here. So first off, Barnabas is actually an infantry unit, so we're going to deploy him here. He's going to go through the woods. Most of our other units are cavalry, so they'll take the wide open space.
You got a plan?
Good job, Barnabas. Regular disclaimer, in case someone just tunes in on this episode and hasn't seen my other videos, I'm not expecting to get them to surrender, I just want to do 1 attack only.
Awaiting your orders.
have enough Boots of Tyranny for my 5 cavalry squads. The 3 Valkyries and 2 Dragoons that are leading these same teams.
Do you know who I am?
Okay, just go and pop her right here because she's
You make this too easy.
also infantry. I've equipped Beatrice with the Sin Credo item that allows her to get an extra move at the cost of her squad doing 25% less damage. My only concern is if I do stop the attack here, there's going to be 5 guys here that need to melee, and I'm hoping that the enemy will be able to reach all the sides they need to attack my sentinels. In this map, the enemy does act a little strangely at times. They seem to prioritize Tran, which makes sense. He is one of the primary objectives. But I've also seen them just charge straight at Barnabas, who has over 50,000 threat, instead of going for any one of the nearby sentinels, so...
For my people, for my homeland.
Now, as of the new patch, we can actually deploy Tran in other spaces, so I could actually deploy him here and win on the very first move. See here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in attack. So I guess right where I am is good. Now hills may take a little more, but yes, that was actually a good decision on my part. All right, we almost have the Meteor power activated. So Meteor is Beatrix's specialty. As her Nephilim power, she can cast magic on the field at a cross-shaped target, doing roughly 20% damage to all enemies in the area, but it cannot kill anybody outright. These guys are not red dragons only because I need more flyers for this mission. And these guys are not getting enough class XP to become a red dragon rider. I was trying to think if I could manage to squeeze in enough guys to attack these sentinels.
I must stay strong.
Pretty sure that's not enough firepower to take them down, so we'll hold off in a bit.
Break their resolve.
Dinner time.
School is in session. Master Sergeant awaiting orders.
The army is ready. Battle formations.
Only one surrendered out of that group, but I still consider it a win. Not because I'm trying to delude myself, but because actually I think the in-game technicality, because I think during the level 28 mission, as long as one member of the enemy squad surrenders, it counts as a squad surrender for purposes of an objective.
battle lies before me.
I have an exemplar power I can use, but we're gonna hold off on that for a moment. I do know that any Nephilim power not used is kind of wasted and that I'm not accruing points for the next power. But other than Lady Claremont, I don't really have a need for it right now. Nice.
The time to act is now.
You got a plan?
Ready.
Pretty much doesn't need it, but this will help me drag enemies around the map. Let's see if Barnabas lucks out.
School is in session.
Yes!
For my people, for my homeland.
I could actually stack this group entirely, but I wanted to I wanted to lessen the carnage they wrought upon others.
Master Sergeant, awaiting orders.
Ready for the barbecue.
She's not going to reach anybody, so she's just going to head back to base. There's no real reason, because as the current version of the game, the enemy doesn't really do any super sneak attacks or anything like that. We'll hold off on that. Dealing with that pod of knights in the bottom right corner right there has been slightly problematic. They often suicide themselves on me. Like I said earlier, they pretty much just charge straight at Artemis. Doesn't matter if there's anybody else in the area.
Do you know who I am?
Nice!
Awaiting your orders.
Now, the enemy can reach the blue arrow. It's okay. They just have to defeat Sybil. That's what they'll do. They would run there. I was guarding it because I didn't want Sybil to have to worry. We're gonna take care of her. Most people can reach them, so we'll say... I guess we'll go and run here. Might as well.
Break their resolve.
Actually, before we do that, we could teleport a bit closer. This was what I was kind of saving it for.
The army is ready.
I ain't got all day.
Nice.
I must stay strong. The battle lies before me.
I have a blessing, so I could use it to charge in, but let's hold off for a second and see what the enemy does. Alright, here goes. Okay, that's boss music right there. Alright, so unless the patch has changed it, it doesn't look like the red tile is flashing on Zatini, but unless the patch has changed it, this meteor should not hurt me. Oh, you know what? I don't even need to worry about this group. This group never surrenders.
You got a plan?
See, okay, so just to prove I'm not making it up. For surrender, she's shattered. Dia's flanked with only 9 hit points left. Voluntary surrender, none. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and eliminate her.
School is in session.
The reason I'm picking aggressive instead of target leaders, I don't think I can kill the knight with just arrows. So I'll try to do as much morale damage as I can instead. Send Barnabas in.
Master Sergeant awaiting orders.
Is that good use of his? I guess it would be.
Battle formations. What's our next tactic? Awaiting your orders.
You got a plan?
Break their resolve. The time to act is now. Ready.
School is in session.
I was holding off on this because I thought it'd be cool to have Tran just walk right in there, but every squad, finally. Alright, I think we're done here. I don't see anything else to capture. Whoops. Mission info. We have 5 of 5 objectives for 4 squads. Yeah, we're good.
For my people, for my homeland.
I was hitting to the right, but the game doesn't like left and right in that section.
I must stay strong.
Oh man, I've been working on this map for so long. How many did we get? 85. Embor Palace. What am I going to do with you, Sybil?
Thank you for looking out for me, Tran.
Sybil, let me tell you about what it means to be a paladin. We are not brutes, nor do we desire for ourselves. A paladin has been forged in the fire of battle for most of their lives and is punished harshly for pursuing worldly reward or succumbing to fear. We must be ready to die for Donar. Even though evil forces have nearly destroyed us, the paladins will live on. Under normal circumstances, you, as a female, must have bore a child to a father of the temple's choosing. But we are living in extraordinary times, and our sacred order needs you.
Yes, I understand.
Should you become a Sister of Justice, your sole purpose will be as a divine weapon of war, and you will wield the essence of divinity as your armor and weapon. With this power comes the burdens we bear: discipline, sacrifice, temperance. Are you prepared for this, Sybil?
I want nothing more, ma'am. I'm prepared to do whatever it takes.
Psst. I think you should probably call her sister now. Then from now on, until you depart from this world, you are a paladin. Serve Donar and the cause of good and justice until your last breath. I am honored to welcome someone as brave as you, Sister Sybil.
Thank you. Thank you so much.